Hey everybody, welcome back. Uh, let's get to launching the vehicle you saw me construct at the end of last episode. No, not that one. Here we go. Now this should get us a relatively nice amount of science. And from there, we can move into getting into orbit. So let's get started. Not entirely sure how long this episode's going to be, and that seems to be a recurring theme at the moment. But, limited time, all that. So, we're just going to go straight up again. This time we won't be going as high, because we're much heavier. But we should still escape the atmosphere. A little bit of a wobble. It shouldn't be too big of a deal though. Let's quickly open these. And we have data from the upper atmosphere now. For those who are long-term viewers, you might remember the first series I ever did. I can't believe how long it's been since that. The entire plan behind that was I was going to slowly build up and keep expanding my technology that I was using until I had gotten fairly high up, but I kind of got bored. And now we have all of our science. Let's recycle that. Let's crew report. Keep that experiment. And there we go. The reason I haven't turned off the SAS this time around is very simple. It's not as stable anymore because of the shape and where I've put weight. So, here's to hoping it'll be fine. We should slow down enough soon in order to deploy the drogue chutes, so it should end okay. Should is the key word. With Kerbal Space Program, you can't always be too sure, so. Then do a EPA report once we land. To try and get as much science as possible. And a crew report, if possible. Yeah. Seems like a good idea. We should have plenty of science to unlock the next tech node needed for orbiting. It might take me a few tries to actually pull it off though, so we're gonna burn through some cash. That's EVA. EVA report, recycle, take data, board, crew report, recycle. Okay, let's recover the vessel. There's nothing else we can milk from the area. And look at that, we have so much science now. Probably not enough to do too much, but it is enough to get us here, which will get us a bigger fuel tank, which will be needed to keep our part count down. This is the next node I really want, because it'll allow us to do asparagus staging, which is a very efficient form of propulsion, and it'll get us the next size up in fuel tank. Well, for the diameter we're using. It does get us the Rocket Max brand ones, but they're for really big rockets, and we don't need that sort of thing at the moment. Yeah, I have about 59 science left, so what I'll probably end up doing is grabbing this one, but yeah, I'll probably grab aviation for landing at some point, but I won't be going down this route really, because as far as I'm aware, there's nothing here that I actually want or I can use. Because once again, I am a very bad pilot. Well, not bad pilot, but I can't design a plane. So let's grab our basic research, leave, go back to here. Now, this thing is kind of ridiculously heavy. So I won't be launching it for some time, but this here will be very useful for gathering some science. Let's launch. So I'll probably end up using the multi-stage rocket to get into orbit, but I probably could do it on one stage. Probably. I'll try and do that first, but I wouldn't be so sure of myself. Yep. And that's that. EVA report. Board. Crew report. Don't have anything there. So let's just recover it. So as you can see, fair amount of science from the actual material study. I could actually launch it and get a fair amount from actually just putting it up a few feet. So I might end up doing that, like just strap a flea booster to it or something. Huh. Let's see. Okay. We have recovered a fair amount of science now. Let's look into some contracts. We used that already, so that's probably a good thing already. So let's see. Orbit's Kerbal. Yeah, we'll be doing that next, so, or trying to. Okay, that's it. Let's leave. Go here. So which decoupler did it want me to use? Okay, to give you an idea, that's the size difference. Now, how the hell am I going to pull this off? Wants me to test that in a suborbital flight. Which, as far as I'm aware, is kind of going to be hard. So let's go into structural. No, I don't have any adapters yet. Well, in that case, I think what I'm going to do is go to payload. Now, I've already taken one of these up, so actually I'm going to try and take one of these up, but if need be, I will void it. So let's go coupling, a stage, 12. Okay, let's go here. Where is it? Man, thermal, there we go. We want this one. Boom, boom. Let's see now. We will want fuel tanks. Now, I'm actually going to try and do this in one stage, which will be hard. Let's do right. I need to watch my mass. I might end up upgrading that for this flight. Reliant will get us into space no problem. It has a very high thrust, but it has no gimbal, meaning I can't turn it. So less control. This is a very efficient engine, but very low thrust. So this is normally used for interplanetary maneuvers. So I'll probably add that into another version. But for the sake of trying to control this rocket, I'm going to go Reliant. I'm going to need it actually for what I'm trying to do. So we'll attach this. No, lower. No, over. Okay, that should be good enough. Let's go to aerodynamics and pop some cones on it. Yep, mass. That's going to be the limiter. Okay, so before we launch, I'm going to leave and save this. Yeah, over that. Okay, so we're actually going to have to upgrade this. Let's go here and give this a one hell of a go. Launch! Aha! Looking at the time, I might actually be running out of time a little bit, but I should be fine for now. Okay, let's see. Boom. No, move these down to here as well. Oh no, okay. Recovered the vessel. I forgot something. I forgot drogue chutes, and we're gonna need them. Oh, we're going to need them. Uh, come here, utility, radio mounted drogue chute. We're gonna want 2 of these. And 1 of these. Might look silly, but I'm not taking any chances. This thing is a hefty boy. So let's launch. I don't know how much control I'm actually going to have over this. I might have to spin stabilize it at one point, but it should be fine. Keyword should. T. Now we're going to have to actually control the throttle because we're also using liquid fuel for this. Now that we're rising up into the air, we should be able to, and since we're going to be orbiting, we're going to need to do a gravity turn. Well, I like to do it about around here. So what we're going to do is just start turning to one side, just a tad. Oh god, I pressed the wrong button. Fine. Ah. Well, I have completely lost control of that. So this attempt is a failure. So in the next version, we're going to add a swivel engine to it. And I'll try to avoid pressing the wrong button. Yeah. Okay. Disengage from that. See, quite a bit of science from that alone. Well, let's just fast forward a bit. Oh wait, crew report. Yeah. I'm going to try and point the ship towards retrograde, which is this marker here. It'll help us stay going. The heat shield to stay at the angle of re-entry, so I'm going to close the doors on this to try and avoid it burning up. Huh. So, what happened there is the actual reaction wheels in the craft could not keep up with the mass of the ship. It couldn't turn it. So the swivel engine is required unless I get a SAS disk in there, but that's research I don't have. So I'll probably add it because I want to use the Reliant engine for this if I can. It isn't a necessity, but it's something I want to do. Probably if I'm trying to get into orbit, I shouldn't try and haul more mass than it is necessary unless I know the craft I'm using to do it can reach orbit with excess fuel and get back down. I salute you, Jeb. I'm sorry I forgot to deploy the second parachutes. We have lost Jebediah. May his soul live on. Jeb is dead. Yeah. That much I'm not good at this game. Yes, on occasion I'll forget to deploy the parachutes. We just lost a whole lot of money. Bunch of pointless nonsense. Okay. Let's go back in. And learning from our previous mistakes, we will not kill Valentina. So let's go back to Bill. So we can't research anything. So what I'm going to do is begrudgingly, I'm going to remove the Science Junior. There we go. That'll help significantly. And removing that, I'm going to go to engines and use the swivel, which will give us an element of control. No, that's not where I wanted that. Boom. I want that there. Boom. Okay. Let's fix our staging this time. And we're gonna launch. This will be my last launch for this video, probably. Maybe not the last thing we do, but it'll be last launch. Let's see. Kapow! Oh yeah, and because I did remove the Science Junior, we're gonna have to get a whole lot more oomph out of these boosters. So I will turn once we get a little higher up into the atmosphere, and this time without pressing the wrong button. Yeah. Why are we rotating? Let's toggle our map. Oh, cancel that. And we will be at a level where we can get into orbit now. So, the plan is to get up around here I should have done my grav turn earlier, I think. So I'll probably add some fins to it to give myself more control next time around, if we don't get into orbit. And if we don't, not too big of a deal. But if we lose this kerbal, that's going to be a problem. For multiple reasons. Chief among them, they're our last pilot. I mean, I can hire more kerbals, but that could prove expensive. Actually, I know it will be expensive if we do that. So, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to rotate the ship to 90. And I'm going to start the engine. I'll try to avoid getting into orbit if I don't have enough fuel to actually deorbit. Okay. So I will probably not get into orbit, but I'll still try. Getting ready to cut off engine. And we're in orbit! Aha! Yes! Now, I want to ask you, what do you think of this? Oh, not much. We can't EVA her yet, so that's a upgrade to the Space Center we need to do. So, what I'm going to do is go back to here. Now, if I put some pins on the first stage, I can probably do my arrow turn sooner, and I should probably limit the thrust on it to avoid getting to the very high speeds at that thick of atmosphere to avoid thermal damage. There's a lot of tweaking that needs to go into this, and you can't... Oh god, no, bad. I've passed a few hours in space by accident. That was not my intention, I swear. So I'm going to loop around to my apoapsis, which is my highest point. I'm going to get a little closer. Boom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my craft towards my retro, which will allow me to deorbit. Hopefully. I might have ran my fuel a little short for this. Okay, Valentina, time to go on home. And we're good. I'm going to go into orbit. Okay, Valentina, what I want you to do before re-entry is point retrograde. I'm burned. I want you to shave as much velocity as you can off. Anything else is not necessary. And we had plenty of fuel, and if I'm a bit more efficient next time around, I should be able to take the Science Junior up with me and return it. So, in the next episode, not only will we be going back into orbit, but we'll be bringing science with us. That way we can expand our tech tree a bit farther. And we might start designing our lunar vehicle. It probably won't land on the moon because of the really bad landing legs I have access to. If we land on those, they're probably going to snap. But so far, Valentina has spent 1 day in space. Now, when you're re-entering, I don't recommend turning on warp time because when you start warping physics, it gets a little weird. So, this is probably one of the longer videos I've done recently. Hope you enjoy that. Let's warp until the drogue chutes fully deploy, and then we'll deploy our other chutes. I've gathered science from water now. Okay, so we will be... There we go. We are now moving at a very snail pace. So I'll let that sink. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know I've been having fun. So, like and subscribe if you haven't already, or don't subscribe if you don't like my content. And yeah, I have been Gearlord 5000, and I will be signing off momentarily. Man, this is taking longer than I thought. Okay, for a second I thought it detonated. Thank God it didn't. We have more science and enough to unlock another techno. So I have been Gearlord 5000, and this is me signing off. So, adios. Have a good day.